Hey guys, Zach here. Before we get to this video, it does deal with very heavy topics: cyberbullying, DDoSing, doxing, hacking, all that type of stuff. If you or someone you know is being the target of any of these attacks, there will be a number for you to call, or a website, probably both, in the description down below. Don't wait, don't dismiss it, get help for it. And if you don't want to hear about stuff like this isn't the video for you. We'll see you on Monday. Alright guys, let's get to it. I was a serious role player on Moonguard for a little over a year, almost to the date. This is actually not the same character, but the exact same mog and model and whatnot, but not important. I just wanted to give you guys a nice look. So in that time, you really get to see what happens in a server as far as the community goes, and not all of Moonguard is just Goldshire and half-naked Draenei females. That's usually contained to Goldshire, so, you know, if you want that, go there. If you want real RP, well, Stormwind was the place. I'm not so up-to-date on it now. But you may be asking yourself, Zach, how did you get doxxed over roleplay? There's no reason that should happen. Well, I agree with you, but it happened. So, to cut a long story short, this happened about January, I want to say, early January of last year, or this year, actually, 2018. So, there was kind of a struggle going on in the community. I made a Discord server, this other group had a Discord server. Very large communities based around noble roleplay. Something I was very passionate about, and this is actually my criminal lawyer turned noble. I had to RP that transition out, and it took a year, mind you. A fucking year. And it was fun. It was really fun to go from criminal lawyer to criminal noble serving a mafia family. It's a really unique character to play, and honestly, I have a lot of cool stories that hopefully I'll be telling. But you want the meat and potatoes, I know you do. So let's get started. So, I wrote an article. This article was called Moonguard, the most dangerous server on World of Warcraft. A sentiment that rung truer as the events of the week progressed. In this article, I exposed conspiracy is not the right word. It was just a lot of the backstabbing politics that was going on the server. People were being threatened to be DDoSed if they didn't shut up or didn't do something the right way. There was a whole scandal I don't want to get into, but it involved someone being hospitalized, and it was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And the problems just kept building up and up and up, and nobody was doing anything. So I did something. I wrote the article. And I will tell you, this article blew up very quickly, both in the views sense and the backlash sense. Turns out people who are DDoSing don't like it when you expose them for DDoSing. So after being threatened with lawsuits and all this nonsense, one person said he was happy we lived in the same state so he could sue me about the lies I said. I made sure to say no names, so he practically exposed himself. But it was funny because we didn't live in the same state, not even close. Then it was pretty much a Discord server warfare type of deal. I went on this crusade against cyberbullying, and I'll call it a crusade. I was pretty adamant about it. I wasn't going to allow DDoSers, cyberbulliers, hackers in my Discord server anymore. Not that I tolerated it to begin with, but slightest whiff and you were gone. Zero tolerance. A lot of people kind of rose up and went on the sentiment of, well, hacking's just trolling. One person actually said hacking someone's bank account was the penultimate form of trolling, which I would love to see what the ultimate form of trolling is. if hacking someone's bank account was the penultimate. So I took a stand, and a lot of other people did too. There are a lot of phenomenal people and a lot of phenomenal guilds on Moonguard. Let's get that straight. It's just one of those things where a few bad apples, they spoiled a bunch, and unfortunately those bad apples have a lot of influence, be it directly with other guilds or indirectly, and it's really messed up. But I'm not sure of the current state anymore. Like I said, I've been gone for about 5 months. I'm still role-playing, just not there. And I'd rather not tell you guys where, because one time I popped on the Moonguard after all of this happened just to like do something, and I was immediately being followed by about 6 people from a guild who notoriously did not like me, and that was closely associated with some DDoSers, which is not fun. And for those of you who don't know what DDoSing is, or doxing, those are 2 different things, by the way. DDoSing is when you send a plethora of requests from your machine to another to slow down or stop the internet connection, so you're disrupting their services, which is illegal, by the way. And doxing is when people go out of their way to find your public or private information, like address, full name, social security number, stuff like that, and they do something malicious with it. Now, I was attacked by doxing because of the article I wrote. And I'm not going to show the message because it has my address on it, but it says, "Keep talking shit and I'll see you real soon." And it had my address on it. And I will tell you, I have never felt more violated, and I've never seen more vitriol from a person in my life than I saw from that message. And it was short, sweet, and to the point. And it was at that point where I had to think, like, I live with people, man. Like, I had to really contemplate what was going on. Now, did I think the threat was credible? No. Role players are too lazy to actually do anything. But it was serious enough to where I did not feel comfortable continuing anything. So I had to leave. And that's kind of how I stopped the main roleplay that I was doing on good old Timothy Ignis Lurtle here, Barrister of Stormwind, and Duke of... I forgot what I named his lands. Duke of, Sultron? We'll talk about it in a different video. I don't want to get hung up on it. But yeah, Moonguard is very strange in their behaviors. If you really want to get invested into roleplay and you go to Moonguard, you kind of have to be prepared for a Game of Thrones, essentially, because that's what it is. It's a bunch of different cliques and groups who are all vying for influence and sway among the collective of groups. And they will stab each other in the back. They will infiltrate guilds. They will do this and they will do that. And it is terrifying because, honestly, it was a bigger relief than anything not to have to deal with that political, like, Game of Thrones style politics anymore, which runs rampant if you flow within the big community. That's why even to this day when people ask me, "Hey Zach, I'm thinking about getting into roleplay, what should I do?" Number one, don't go with the big collectives. It's not worth it. They're all out to get their e-peen rubbed or get an ego trip off of calling shots or whatnot. Now, that's not all of them, but golden rule. It's just save yourself the headache, be a soloist. Or get into a guild that has no interest in any of that. Biggest tip I could give you. And I'm going to be doing roleplay guides if you want to see them. Leave a like on the video if you do. Because that's something I've been thinking of doing. But anyway, guys, that's story time for today. A little scattered, I know, but it's actually a hard thing for me to talk about. It brings back a lot of sour feelings. And I don't particularly like to feel like that. So let me know in the comments below, you know, what's the most ludicrous thing that's you've experienced on World of Warcraft in terms of like bad behavior from other players. I'd like to know. I'll jump down in the comments, we'll have a nice little chat. If you're new to the channel and this is your first video, sorry you got on in such a heavy topic, but we normally do lighthearted like beta videos and interviews with other WoW content creators. Definitely worth checking out. So please hit that subscribe button if you're new. And until next time guys, stay classy.